you.
Speaking freedom, giving you the answers to be free.
We use the client to develop, to grow, and to bring out the best in themselves. We are simply a tool to help you learn how to make better decisions. Not just one decision, not just today, but for the rest of your life. Encouraging each person through each trial and tribulation.
Work call. Yeah, man. Gotta go in here and dance, but I don't get tired.
So it is June 23rd, 2026. Approximately about 9, 10, 11, somewhere in there. And I'm just looking over this Big Tigger situation with his new wife. I think I might have done a video that I had not posted yet, but I'm just reflecting. So I just seen that over the weekend, Big Tigger was arrested and booked for battery and cruelty to children. And I read on 11alivenews.com that it says that they got into a verbal altercation over a text message. She took his phone. They was fighting over the phone. First off, nigga fight you over the motherfucking phone. He doing whatever the fuck you accusing him of doing it, because ain't no nigga fighting you over a phone that ain't got something in there that he don't want you to motherfucking see. And then supposedly it was some pushing and shoving, and she ended up hitting her face on the door. Now, I hate that this is going on for Big Tigger, because we ain't ever really seen no problems with Big Tigger other than Miss Pat and maybe Shamia. I don't know why Jazzy McBee left V103 either, but the only controversy that we've really seen outside of like the Melissa Ford accusations and, you know, him being DL, we've never really seen anything about Big Tigger doing anything crazy. He has done a phenomenal job of keeping himself out of the goddamn way. Out of the drama, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it is crazy. He didn't even have no babies until last year. He just had the baby with the girl. So it is crazy to me to see a man that has been under the radar, well kept, out of drama, out of trouble for the most part for 30 years to get into a relationship with somebody who comes with drama. Feels like somebody met their match, that comes with drama, and it has a history of doing things that are questionable, or being with men that are abusive, either or. So in real life, it's unclear and can be uncertain to know if a person is the aggressor or not, because there are situations where women will be thin line love and hate ass face and beat themselves or do things to themselves, and then that brings drama to the man. However, in what I read on 11alive.com, it said that there's a ring footage camera or whatever, a ring camera footage of the incident. I guess they must have a ring in their office. I'm not gonna say that's good or bad. It could be great in order to protect whoever's in the office doing whatever they're doing. If they have meetings or whatever, you know what I'm saying, it's something that can be traced back to verify what's being said. On the other hand, it is security also, because you can see who going in and out the office. It's just so sad. Even if she is a victim of domestic violence, it's still sad that after 30 years, Big Tigger chooses a woman that will bring that type of violence out of him. Now, in comments that I've made online, people like, what you mean bring it out of him? No man should be able to. That's not reality. Reality is there are women that will hit you, will fight you, will curse you, will do everything to emasculate a man down to his core. They will try to strip him of any self-confidence, value, or worthiness with their words, with their actions, and every other way possible. And so men, I don't give a fuck how tough you are. I don't care how whatever you think you are. Unless you leave at the, like, if you have discernment, quote unquote, or if you know yourself and have a great level of self-awareness and you know when you about to be triggered and you walk off or leave or remove yourself from a situation that you know can turn volatile, that's one thing. But it takes so much to know yourself that much to where you could walk away before somebody starts triggering you. But when somebody steals your phone and runs off with it, that is provoking. When somebody is, if somebody is in your face, cussing you out, putting their fingers in your face, pointing at you, doing all that where they talking and spitting, and that is provoking as well. Now, the thing that he said that provoked this side of her that he probably seen tricklets of but never really seen for real. And again, I'm not judging these people, I'm just giving you understanding based on what I understand about life, people, and things. When you look at the overall situation, and you have a guy, I was about to say something else, I don't know what I was about to say, so I can't run it back, I just gotta keep going. When you look at the overall situation and you got a man that we don't know if he's, again, we don't know if he's being provoked, but when you take a man's phone and you run with it or whatever, basically you've stolen. And I was going to say he should, accuse her of stealing. And, but when you do things to promote or provoke somebody to have a reaction, they should not be punished for whatever their reaction is. However, there should be some type of, I would say, grace, because if you think of, okay, let's go back. Let's think about thin line between love and hate. That show is about a man in DC. Coincidence, huh? I think the fuck not. That show is about a man in DC, the movie. And in this movie, he is a club promoter, party goer, like, in the mix. And he meets a woman that's a little bit off her shit. And like what I was about to say, Big Tig is supposedly had said that she was psycho. And that made her say, I'ma show you I'm psycho. So everything after that, where he made that, see, this is the thing, okay. This is where it goes more into what I would say the spiritual human behavior side of it, because a person can, out of the blue, start acting crazy. However, the likeliness of this being the first time of her acting crazy is really, 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 really slim. And I said that many reallys because a couple of different things. One, from my understanding, there is a missing child report for Big Tigger's wife, and her daughter has been missing. The older daughter that she had has been missing for 7 years. They think that she got her, allegedly. And I don't know if she got her or not. Who knows? But she is nothing on her pages or anything about her daughter. She told people that the daughter was put in foster care, but the dad is saying, yeah, right, because why would they take the daughter, put her in foster care, and then allow him to report her missing? I get it. But you're dealing with a person who has accused people of assault before. So normally, and look, there are plenty of people that know how to turn they crazy the fuck off until it goes the fuck off. But 9 times out of 10, she showed signs of crazy before, and it makes me wonder if that's the reason Jazzy McBee left. I don't know. I'm not accusing nobody or nothing. I'm not saying nothing. But it is hard for some women to accept men having platonic or close relationships with other women. So if he's working with these people, with these women, he has, normally men have female co-hosts. If he's working with these other women and she is uncomfortable with him being in these working relationships with women, then she is always going to question if she has any amount of insecurity in any way, shape, form, or fashion, if she's ever been cheated on, if she got daddy issues. It's a lot of things that will make women feel self-conscious and on edge when it comes to a man being around other women. So if she has any type of, even a twinkling of anything when she sees a man around another woman, we don't know what happened in her old relationships. We don't know, if there was cheating involved or if there was other things going on. But if you are a man, these are the things that you should watch out for. How do they respond about you having other female friends? How do they act? If there are going to be signs that she is crazy, if she flip out a little bit and then act like she playing, don't take that shit like she motherfucking playing, nigga. Pay a fucking attention. Red motherfucking flag, nigga. Red goddamn flag. Flag on the play. Is that what y'all need me to say? Look for signs. The same way for years I have told women, you got to be careful. I have a whole video series about meeting your match, because people think that you're going to manipulate somebody to get what you want. And then when you be the one that get in some shit and you manipulated or you feeling like the fool, then you have met your match. Now, who knows if Big Tigger is a cheater or not? We don't know his business because he be under the fucking radar. So we don't know what he does behind closed doors. Now, I've seen Big Tigger out at parties and shit. Like, I've dibbled and dabbled in a couple different, I go places, but I just be at home. I enjoy my house. But I've never, even when I've seen him out, seen him violate or do anything questionable. He normally move how I move. Walk through, see what's going on, and got down, mix and mingle for a second and be motherfucking gone. Like, it ain't no being there for a long time because you get accused of shit when you're in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong motherfucking people. But this is the thing. Sometimes you can find yourself in situations where you get caught up in something and it turns into a relationship. It can turn into a marriage. And now you feel obligated. Once you, for some men, once you have a baby by a woman, it's all downhill from there. And the reason why I say it's all downhill from there are some women that are looking to trap men. This is the thing. I've been saying this for years. Go look at the other videos. And women and men have babies to trap men and women. So you have men that will try to get a woman pregnant because he feels like if she has his baby, she will fuck with him forever. She ain't never leaving. Same with guys. Women will try to have a baby by a man and think, oh, if I have his baby, he ain't gonna never leave me alone. That can be true. But it's a lot of motherfuckers that will leave you alone despite the fact that you got a baby, that it ain't gonna make them stay, that ain't gonna make them do you right. None of that. But then you have those that honor and value family. They want to have children in wedlock. They want to get married and stay married. I was one of those people, but the circumstances and the situation didn't pan out the right way, and I needed to vacate that relationship and get a divorce for my peace of mind, for my mental, spiritual, and physical health. So it's unfortunate when you get somebody who is a dedicated person, dedicated to whatever they put themselves into, and then they are with somebody who's a flip artist. And I say a flip artist because they be here, they be there, they be everywhere. You know how when fish get out the water and they trying to goddamn and they just flapping back and forth? That's a flip artist. That's how some of these people be. As soon as you goddamn, they get a little bit of air, they all over the goddamn place. What the Bible say, toss to and fro, they don't know which way to go type. And so when I do these videos, I'm giving an opinion based on the information that's at hand. I am trying to give a little bit of guidance on how to avoid shit like we see Big Tigger going through. Some shit is unavoidable. Some shit you don't know. But it's like getting with a Brittany Renner and not doing your motherfucking research to see that she say, get you a baller, have a baby bomb, and be paid for the rest of your life. This is what these girls is doing. So the men got to stop thinking with their dick and start thinking with their brain, like they big brain. Hopefully they are capable of thinking. But if you are capable of making millions, if you are capable of running a career, a business, a drug hustle, whatever the fuck your shit is, if you are capable of doing that for a long time, then you are capable of learning the signs, protecting yourself, and making sure that you do not allow somebody to get you caught up in some motherfucking bullshit. Because that's the worst thing you can do, especially when you've had a long-standing career, especially when it's sponsorships on the line, endorsements on the line. The goal is not to keep it in the house, don't share nothing even if it happened. The goal is for you not to be in a situation that's going to take you to some shit like that happening. But the only way you do that is if you won. You got to learn to trust your inner voice. You got to trust your conscience. You got to, do shit to have a good conscience so that when you feel something is off, you can trust and move in the way that you feel. But if you don't learn to trust yourself, then you will question even when you know something is off, even though you can't put your hand on it. You ain't always got to be able to put your finger on what's off in order to know it's off. You just need to know that shit is not motherfucking on, okay? Lord, I be wanting to save people. And sometimes it's saving people from themselves, saving people from doubting themselves, for indecision, for, allowing other people to talk them into shit they know that they shouldn't be talked into. A lot of it, I am speaking from experience, because I remember before me and my ex-husband got married, I wanted to split up. I wanted to leave him early on. When we got engaged, I was already ready to go because I saw the signs. But I let him talk me in the stand. I let the thought of forgiveness and God to fix it to allow me to stay longer than I should have ever stayed. But of course, I am so thankful that we have the kids that we have. I just sent him a Father's Day message the other day. I thank you for giving me the children that we have. I couldn't ask for any more better children. Me and my daughter have our little thing, and me and my son have our little thing. But overall, I have some really great children. that doesn't mean that I needed to stay in that situation. And it was so hurtful. It hurt my heart to the core because I never ever wanted to get a divorce. And so it hurt me to the point to where I got sick on it. You know what I'm saying? I had autoimmune diseases from you goddamn biting your tongue, you not saying shit, you holding stuff in. That's what becomes an autoimmune disease, because your body is like, man, we got to get this out some way, somehow. And then it becomes a disease. Moreover, there are always little signs, and there is always a voice within you to tell you that something is off. I am begging you to learn to trust your inner voice. Follow it. See when it's right and see when it's off. The only way you're going to learn to trust your inner voice is to follow through on what you feel on the inside. To see when you are right and when you are wrong. That's how you learn to sense the awareness of the right direction, for real, for real. Like, the more you move forward, it's like the more you learn about the presence of God, the more you can experience God's presence everywhere you go. If you don't know anything about being in the presence of God, then you will never really grasp carrying God's presence everywhere you go. Because when you go to a church or a mosque or a prayer meeting or a Bible study or a conference, you are collectively, as the people, ushering in the presence of God. The goal is not to just usher the presence of God into that one place. The goal should be to have the presence of God so much on and in you that everywhere you go, the presence of God is going, because it's within you. So the more you understand the God within you and align, if you believe in Jesus, if you believe in Buddha, if you believe in Muslim beliefs, if you have Protestant beliefs, if you have Lutheran beliefs, if you, whatever belief system that you have, it is not limited. The goal is to have the presence of your belief system within you, to align yourself with whoever you believe in the outside of yourself. And once you become aligned, then you move more in sync with what's in alignment for your path. Then you'll know what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing. Then you'll get that little edge of, nah, let me miss that one, or let me go to this one. And sometimes you can miss a good party, but guess what? If you're there, you being there could change something that might happen or might not have happened. So sometimes it's about learning to trust your gut, especially with people, because even if, let's say, by chance, this is not the first incident, this is, if they stay together, might not be the last incident. Let's say if this is not the first incident and it was something that happened during their dating phase, and he saw the signs, but he ignored it, or she, whatever. Same way for her. If she saw the signs and she ignored it or whatever, then here we are. But the reason why I put more of the focus on him as a man and choosing better is because when a man implants a seed, a child within a woman, that woman stays connected to him forever. Especially if she actually goes through with the pregnancy, has a baby, that woman is going to be forever connected to you. So you got to make sure you do not wait 50 years to have a motherfucking baby and then have a baby by a motherfucker that might be crazy. That's crazy. He called her psycho. That ain't no by chance thing he's doing. he did that. I was not there. So I want to say allegedly, when you call somebody psycho, especially if you know they have some type of history, you are not just calling them psycho. You are validating whatever somebody else said in her mind. As soon as you said that, it made her think about all the other niggas that might have called her psycho, or all the psycho shit she might have did. Like, nigga, okay, let me show you then. Since you want me to be psycho, let me show you psycho. And some bitches are like that, but some bitches are pre-wired that way. And that's why you have to listen to the things that they say, listen how they move, watch what they do, and kind of get a feel for what's good for you. It's a lot of people that think that they can heal people. It's a lot of people that think that they can fix it. But it's a lot of times that these people find themselves in situations and you got to make the best out of it. Like, so let's just say we don't know if him and that girl dated for a long time before she got pregnant, or if it was like, damn, she ended up pregnant and now let's just make it work and let's fix it and let's, you know what I'm saying, build together. We don't know if goddamn it was a one night stand, or, you know what I'm saying. It's so many things that we don't know, that it is not fair for us to assume the worst about any situation. But what we can say is that at a big age, in your 40s and 50s, the signs be there. It's just whether or not are we willing to accept what we see earlier on, or do we think that we can change people? And if you think that you can change somebody, then I hate to say it, but you're in for a rude awakening. A person has to want to grow and evolve, because to really change, you have to heal the portions of your soul that was tarnished and made you to act like that. There is something that happens that makes you act the way you do. There is always something that has happened that makes you act the way you do. It could be your mama was drinking when she was pregnant. It could be she was smoking. It could be she did everything right and your DNA and genes just, is what it is. It could be so many different things. But at the end of the day, you really have to try to align yourself with God. Within yourself, there is God within you, and then there's the God that you talk to and worship outside of you. Those two gods is really the same God, but it should be aligned. Your inner self should be aligned with whatever you believe outwardly, and then those things should manifest results. You should be able to feel like you are guided and aligned within the path of your life. You should be prompted when something is wrong and when something is right. You should not be taking chances like that. Okay, so you should take chances, of course. Live your life. You only get one life or whatever, but you get to live it every day. So you have to make good decisions so that you can have the most enjoyable life possible. Don't keep doing shit that make you bitter. Don't keep doing shit to fuck your mind up. Don't keep being around people or committing to people that you know are unhealthy, thinking that if we do this, then it's going to get better. Marriage does not fix relationships. It just amplifies the problems, because now it comes with resentment. Now it comes with obligations. Now it feel like, man, what did I do? And so babies, oh my God, I'm gonna be honest with you. Babies can make relationships worse, because if you have a baby too early, you take the focus off of y'all building and bonding and creating y'all life together to add a baby. Now, babies are not all bad, but if you have a child too soon in a relationship, then it can, not always, of course, there's always exceptions to the rules, and I don't like speaking absolute, but it can definitely be a hindrance, because now y'all are not even having time to connect like that, because you got to do work, then you got to take care of the baby, then you got to take care of yourself. He got to do work, he got to try to help with the baby, he got to be the provider, he got to pay the bills, he got to do all, you know what I'm saying? Everybody is trying to navigate with this child, and the child becomes the priority. And there's nothing wrong with having a child early in your relationship, because some people can manage it well. But for some people are not ready to be parents. The ideal sounds good, but the reality of parenting is a lot of self-reflection, because that kid grows up and you see them doing things, and it makes you correct yourself if you have a conscience or whatever. And so that is a hard thing to face, because it makes you confront how you feel about your own parents, the things that you hope to do better, the things that you wish that they could have did different, the things that you like, the things that you can apply, the things that you can't. Having a child is one of the most exhilarating, exhaustive, mind-boggling experiences that you can ever have, because it's stressful, because now you're responsible for another human being, and you got to make sure they eat, you got to make sure that they learn how to use the bathroom, they got to learn how to talk, they got to learn how to do how to walk, they got to learn how to do all of these things, and you are responsible for teaching that baby that grows into an adult everything that you know, and some shit that you don't know until you see that baby start to grow. And so while you're trying to teach them, you're still learning yourself. Now you're learning yourself as a parent. You're learning yourself and addressing whatever childhood traumas you got, because as you raise your children, it's going to naturally bring up how you feel about your parents and how they made you feel about yourself. And so if you're not willing and ready to address those things, then that's where you got the absentee parents, you got the drinkers and the smokers, you got all of these things, because now this child makes you confront your deepest, darkest, whoever you are, whatever you're into type thing. And if you're not ready for that, then you're going to bolt, or you're going to do other things. So having a kid, a child, is a beautiful experience. I promise. It's the most craziest thing in the world, because you're literally watching a product of yourself grow into another human being, and whoever they become is based on who you are and what you show them to be. So don't take having children lightly. And sometimes y'all just be out here just doing anything. It can so many things happen. People be in relationships and they intentionally have children. They be in relationships and they don't think that they can have children and have children. Or they think that they on birth control, or their birth control don't work. It's just so many things. But I feel bad for any man, not just Big Tigger, not just his wife, Alicia Brown, I believe that's her name. I feel bad for any man or woman that's enduring a relationship that is bringing the worst out of them. I feel bad for anybody who has built a career and a life and then is and or preyed upon and falls for somebody who is not exactly who they state that they are. It is very hard to function in this world when you have so many people that are dishonest, and some of them are not dishonest per se. They just aren't honest with themselves, so they're living the truth that they want to live and not the truth that they've experienced. And when that happens, you kind of got to let go and grow, but it's hard to let go of the ideal of what you want something to be. So Again, I feel bad for anybody going through a tumultuous relationship, especially when it becomes violent and all of that. There was domestic violence in my marriage, and it was so crazy because there was a time where I used to like tell people, well, just stay no matter what. And then I woke up and I got a divorce, because who is staying in an abusive relationship? Whether it's the man being abusive or the female being abusive, because women be abusive too. And y'all don't act like women be abusive, and women be abusive as fuck. And then, you know what I'm saying, y'all just sweep it under the rug because it's supposed to be against a man, and y'all think that men can't get abused, but men get abused. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it. So, men, I just promise, I wish that y'all would just protect yourselves more, that y'all would see y'all value more, to understand what y'all bring to this world and protect it with your life. I know that some people, after you get so old, you be kind of quote unquote desperate or eager to have a child or build a family, like you might be missing out. But don't rush into building with somebody who's wanting to tear you down or looking for a way to bring you down a couple notches. I hope that you hear this with love. I hope that you receive it with gentleness and kindness, and that you give yourself grace to grow into who God created you to be fully. All right, that's it. Talk to you later. Bye.
I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I succeed, at least I live what I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. Because the greatest love of all inside of me is sexual chocolate.
Thank you for joining Speaking Freedom as we continue to assist you with your daily growth and intuitive wisdom. Loving is a lifestyle and we love to love. Inspiration is how we fuel faith. Please join us daily for your inspiration and motivation.
We have the entire world to offer you at your fingertips. Your life enhancement coaching specialist. Thank you for choosing us to assist you in accomplishing your personal and professional goals. And have a beautiful day. In love, we trust. This is brought to you by Good Head Group, Love Gang, and Speaking Freedom. We thank God for you, and we love you.